Hey Jews, I just want to share a little bit of the spiritual information that I'm learning from the Torah and from Judaism. Okay, so there are different energies in our world, different kohot energies, okay? And some of them are negative and impure, like demons. And some of them are holy and pure, like angels, okay? There's also good angels and bad angels and blah, blah, blah. And basically, we know our sages and rabbis tell us also that, and again, I'm talking to the Jews, that no Jew would do any sins unless a spirit of folly gets into them, basically, okay? So a spirit of folly could come into your body and cause you to sin or something, okay? So we have to understand what that means. People say that, but it's like they don't really connect to the fact that that could actually happen. So it's all what we do, okay? Our reality is 5-dimensional. 3 are physical, 1 is spiritual, and 1 is time. Now, the information for the spiritual dimension of our reality is in the Torah. That's the guidebook. And then the practice, the spiritual practice that we do to make ourselves pure, to make ourselves basically a better, more pure form of the physical and spiritual, in order that more of our holy, pure soul will reside in us, and there's less chance of an impure spirit of folly that will come into our bodies and cause us to sin. Okay, so I like to think of it, so the Torah is a guidebook, and the Judaism is the practice, practicing this information, living in our lifetimes, okay, living in the times of our life according to this, in order to have more of an influence of our soul in our daily reality, in our lives, which will affect what happens after we die. When we die, our soul continues. That's the information that we get here. So we have to do something in order to purify it, in order to obtain some sort of spiritual awareness and to actualize our spiritual potential. Mochin de gadlut. We are expanding, we're spiritually expanding, okay? But on the other hand, okay, there are all sorts of spirits of impurity they don't have a body. Demons don't have a body. Impure spiritual forces, they don't have a body. And they want to get into your body in order to do physical things. Okay, so there's also another side to this spiritual information also that other people have. Okay, all the way to the fact that you could be using your free choice and consciously selling your soul to the devil, okay, to these impure forces. And there's lots of physical things that you can do, or that people do to make themselves more available to basically be an avatar for impure forces, impure spirits, demons, okay? And a lot of people are talking about things like that. Okay, I see a lot of things like, on social media or whatever talking about that. Well, we have information on that too, and we need to be aware of it. Okay, because the more holy and the more pure that you become, the more your holy Jewish, pure Jewish soul resides in your body and informs you on how to live your life in a good, positive way. So that at the end of your life, something positive happens to you. To your soul, okay? Or, chas v'shalom, a spirit of folly is able to access your body and direct you in all sorts of weird ways, block you off from your soul, okay? And this also causes health issues and diseases and all these sort of things. A spirit of impurity can get into you. Now, we're also told, I've also learned, so many interesting things. In Ma'am Loaz, I learned right in the very beginning, I think it was the book of Bereshit from Ma'am Loaz. I'm going to link things in my description, where they talk about the basically like the different worlds that are contained in the earth. And there's like 7 different worlds. We're on Tevel. okay? But there are people from another, I think like the third level down, I think it's called Nesha or something. And there are people there that are described as being very beautiful people, very handsome and beautiful people, and very rich. So sometimes, and I'm not saying that they are, I'm not going to say names, but sometimes I see celebrities and I'm like, and they eat people, by the way. That's a description. Okay, so sometimes you look at your reality with other information and you're like, wait a minute. Okay, and yeah, some of it seems like a little bit hard to believe, but this is the interesting spiritual thing that people are looking for. Well, you can satisfy all your spiritual searches and all your spiritual interests in the Torah and in Judaism. Sorry, I was just getting distracted by the fact that I spelled angels wrong. So anyway, so that's something. And then also we learned in the Zohar, which is absolutely necessary, I think, to learn. You have to learn all the levels of the Torah, which are 4. And one of them is the secrets, which is in the Zohar. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Chassidut in a minute, which is the wrong way to learn any spiritual information. And I will try to elaborate on that in this class, but I don't want this to be too long. I'm aiming for 10 minutes. So we're at 6:22. So I learned also in the Zohar that every day, okay, so there's outside of your front door are demons, basically. There's the demon of the year, I guess, and the demon for each day. Okay, it follows you around your day and, writes down every bad thing you did and tries to lead you in bad direction. So that's one reason, I guess, that we have a mezuzah. And another reason why we do all the things that we do to protect ourselves from shedim and lilim and all the other kinds of impure forces that are in our world. Okay, that want to find expression for their impure desires, but they don't have a body. Okay, so they're looking for someone who's making themselves impure in order to, I guess, find expression in that body, like a basically possession. Okay, until a certain point where you're so impure and you're so whatever, you're willing to sell your soul. Okay, like a lot of celebrities say that they do. Oh, I sold my soul to the devil, and then you have all of Olam Hazeh, all of this world, money, fame, whatever. Okay, now the thing about Chassidut is that what we're told, okay, in the Torah is that we have to learn. We have to learn and then we have to believe. We're not supposed to believe in mystical stories and whatever. Okay, and then be charmed, basically, into believing something, no matter how close to Judaism it looks. Okay, because that's not the right way to get there. The right way to get there is from learning all the 4 levels of the Torah. Not just believing in anything. Oh, I heard this mystical story about this Rebbe. Oh, a mystical story from the Baal Shem Tov, who never wrote down any books. No, it's just a bunch of stories from people who loved and went out into the forest. And that's not the way that Jews are supposed. That's why there was a movement called the Mitnagdim, of the intellectuals, of the smart people, who said this is not the way. You can understand, you can learn the spiritual information of our existence and of the creation. But the right way, you're supposed to know and understand and investigate and then believe. You're not just supposed to jump in with all your heart and believe and then just not do a bunch of stuff and then connect yourself to some other guy who sounds mystical, who could very well be not pure, not holy, not whatever. This is not Judaism. This is not Judaism. So, Breslov Hasidim, when you're getting ready to, in the face of 2 wars, one in the Ukraine and one in Israel, but yet you're still going to go there to Uman to worship your saint. This is the love that should burn for you, for God. This is the love that in Shir HaShirim, Shlomo Melech is telling us that we pine for God, that we love Him with all our hearts and all of our souls. But no, you guys love someone else. You love your tzaddik, you love your Rebbe. You're going to go to the Ohel. You're going to go to the grave in Uman. War in Ukraine, war in Israel. But nothing's going to stop you because you have a burning love for something other than God.